The Dragon Ball Super English dub is one of the most anticipated dub releases in many, many years, and we're not quite sure when that's going to be premiering, but if you went out and bought yourself a copy of Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2, you got a little bit of a preview of what some of these new voices are going to sound like, specifically Goku Black and, of course, Hit, who are characters in Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2. And on this video, I wanted to give my thoughts on kind of what I felt about these voices and whether or not they really fit the characters, and just kind of have a fun discussion. Of course, I definitely want to hear you guys' thoughts in the comments about what you think about what we've gotten so far. Now, I'm going to introduce my guest here in a moment, really the perfect guest for this discussion, but I do want to say before we go any further that these voices in Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 are not necessarily final, meaning that even though Aaron Roberts is playing Hit, it doesn't guarantee that he will move on to play Hit and Super. We think he will, but nothing is ever guaranteed. And, you know, Shemel's probably going to play Goku Black. Very high chance of that. But I just want to make that clear that it might not sound just like this when Super comes out, but I think it'll be pretty close. So, as I was stating, my guest at this time, please welcome back to the channel. I wouldn't be talking voice acting with anybody else but this man right here. Please welcome the real Goku Black. No, a real Goku Black, the legendary Masako X. Hello.
Hi there. Hey, guy. How's it going? Yuck, yuck. I'm Goku now.
I can't wait. We're gonna have to wait 10 years before we hear the Dragon Ball Super abridged, but whatever.
Well, no, technically, we did release some little short clips on Facebook with my Goku Black voice.
Oh, yes, they were on Facebook. I saw them. I mean, like the actual entire thing. But that'll be a while.
As if that would happen.
That'll take some time. So, Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2, we got Goku Black, and we were all kind of wondering, you know, how that was going to sound. But before we go into Goku Black, Masako, I want to talk about Aaron Roberts as Hit, the mercenary assassin from Universe 6, the strongest guy from Universe 6, other than the gods, of course. And he's new to Dragon Ball. We haven't heard him do a Dragon Ball voice before. He's coming in doing Hit. I would say a relatively important character, especially for that arc, and I do think we'll see Hit again, at the very least during the Omniversal Tournament. So, Masako, I wanted to ask you, what were your initial impressions of Aaron Roberts' performance in the game as Hit?
You know what? When I first heard Hit in the game, I thought, you know what? That's actually pretty solid. As in, like, it's definitely a very, because most people would just presume that Hit when they first see it, it's like, I'm like a really deep assassin. I've been around for 1,000 years and I'm completely bored. And it's like, no, just like, but no, actually, he's a very suave, smooth character, and the voice in the Super dub it reflected that. It reflected that it was a very soft-spoken but deadly assassin. So you have to have that smooth tone, and you know what? I thought Aaron Roberts had it. I felt very impressed with it, and it reflected a certain weariness that Hit has, because, you know, he's been around 1,000 years. He's met no one that can actually challenge him until he meets Goku. So I would imagine that I think he could relish in the later episodes when he fights Goku and starts to come alive.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to hear him scream, because Hit, you know, one thing I like about that character is that he, like you said, he's very soft-spoken. He doesn't really speak a lot. He's very, you know, kind of quiet. But there is a scene where he fights Goku and he powers up. I think the thing about Hit's character, and I don't think we have enough of a sample yet. I liked Aaron Roberts' Hit a lot. I just don't know if we have enough of a sample yet to really make this judgment call, but Hit's character, I feel, is very confident. That's the one thing that I absolutely loved about watching Hit in Dragon Ball Super, is that he knows that he's the shit, and he is. I mean, the Toki Tobashi, his Western boxing, you know, had that fight continued, or had Hit been able to go all out, Goku would have lost that fight, because Hit is probably the strongest character in the series at that point, other than the gods. So I think it's one of those things where I don't know if Aaron, I'm sure he will, because Chris Sabat's probably going to do the ADR work. We can assume. We don't know for sure yet. And I'm pretty sure that he'll give him that kind of arrogant, you know, kind of feel to it. But Masako, as far as arrogance goes, I mean, okay, I think Hit is cocky. He's very, okay, no. Let me rephrase that. Hit, I think, is genuinely confident. Whereas when we shift over to Goku Black is arrogant, cocky, overconfident, And I had heard before I actually played the game people saying they wanted Sean Schemmel to portray Goku Black as kind of like Super Saiyan 4 Goku from GT. And I thought, well, I expect that because he's, quote, an evil Goku, but at the same time, the thing about Goku Black is that he's not an evil Goku. He's Zamasu, possessing his body, very arrogant, thinks that his shit doesn't stink, very, wispy mustache, sinister, just a real dick of a villain. Do you think, how do you feel about Shenmue's performance as Goku Black in the game?
I can understand why most people would think that it would be Super Saiyan 4 would be perfect, because Masako Nozawa did that for Goku Black, and her Super Saiyan 4 is really good. And for Goku Black in the Japanese Super dub, it works. Because Super sounds menacing. It sounds like, ooh, it gets under your skin. Because every time I've heard her as Goku Black, it's like, ooh, that's very nice, very slick.
And I like the fact that it's deeper.
Elegant, and it's... Yeah. And the way Zamasu is that I totally picture him as like a totally arrogant British twat. As in like, I have to fight you stupid humans. You know nothing about being a god. You think you can deal with the power of the gods? You know nothing.
I hope that one day you get that role, bro. I really do.
I doubt it. But the way I've seen it is just like, he has that drawl. He needs a British accent. He really does. And the way I see it is that he's an arrogant toff. He's part of the upper echelon of the gods. He is the next Supreme Kai of Universe 10. And Goku Black's voice is, Goku has a higher than average voice. So the way I would see it is like it would be I did for the Dragon Ball Z abridged super clips that we did on Facebook. It's because Vegeta, a rose by any other name, is still Goku. So it'd be like, it'd still have that higher thing, but it would just have a whole other tone. There wouldn't be that happy-go-lucky thing. There would be just that kind of arrogance. There would be arrogance, but it's just, I don't know. I think maybe the feedback about Goku Black sounding like Super Saiyan 4, the direction, I don't think that Sabat and company thought through about Super that much. I can understand. And it really doesn't matter, because it's a game. It can be patched out if they don't like it, or if they think it can be changed. I think Shenmue's, as soon as I heard it, it was like, oh, I'm not sure about that.
Did you think, because look, I will say this, all right? Our friend Gabby, Mozilla Vulpix, the lovely Mozilla Vulpix, she was the first one that brought up the British accent. She was like, I hope that when they do this, that they just add a British accent to Goku Black to make him sound more like a cocky, guy. And you're kind of agreeing with what she's saying when they do the final version in Super. Because again, like you said, I want to make that clear. This is just the game version. They could always make adjustments when they do dub it. And obviously, this arc isn't even over in Japan, so there's no way they're dubbing this arc right now. It's just not, it's too far down the road. Like you said, a year maybe. But that being said, did you think that this Goku Black was too grovelly? Because I think the lines were good, but I think he was too like, you're fighting a god. Ugh. I think it was a little too grovelly.
It's like, I don't know. It's like probably Goku trying to do its Solid Snake impression.
Right.
Metal Gear. Metal Gear, I'm Goku Black. Oh yeah, feel the power of my Metal Gear. My Metal God. It's like, yeah, I'm not sure. But honestly, I know Shenmue's not going to care. He did his job. He was done how it was supposed to be directed. So it's like that's just the way it went.
Yeah, and another thing I wanted to add to what you're saying too, that I think people have to understand, is that Goku Black's addition to the game was a last minute thing, right? Because I believe, and I could be wrong on this timetable, I believe that they recorded a lot of the Xenoverse 2 stuff in the summer, and Goku Black had just started right around June. So I do think that maybe when they recorded some of this stuff, because I know for a fact that Goku Black was a last-minute thing. That was not even planned for the game. Same thing with Hit. Because the game was, that I do know, because I was told. But the thing that's interesting is that maybe they didn't have enough time to study Goku Black, because let's keep it real. Goku Black was phenomenal. Like, Masako Nozawa was great, but I don't think she really like nailed those awesome lines until they fought her. The episodes where they fought Zamasu and Black the first time when they went to the future, I thought that's when she really shined in those episodes.
Well, I think it's all just about, because I imagine in Japan the way that they record it is that they all record in the same room.
That's what I heard. Yeah, that's what
What
Horikawa
they do.
said.
That's what they do.
Yeah.
And I just get the feeling that they don't know what happens because it's all brand new to them in Japan. So they can't go and research because there is no manga to look up. So they get the directions from the director. And then as the show progresses, the actors use their experience to then go, okay, this character would develop like this. And then the director would work with them. So it's an evolution. So if they ever went back to redub it, then it could easily be changed, and for future games as Goku Black. And I feel like when Shamel and Saba and company, if they could look back throughout the entire arc as it's complete, to get a very better idea about how to do Goku Black as a whole, so they can just hit the ground running. Yeah, I think that's how it could be good, because I'm not worried at all, because Sean Schemmel is a completely talented actor. He is capable of doing the role. He is capable of acting in whatever way he's being asked to do. So that is not a worry. But I'm not going to lie, my first reaction was, yeesh. Not sure about that.
It was very polarizing.
It's okay.
Yeah, it's some people love it, some people don't like it. But I will say this. I talked to Chris Rager recently, and he did state that what they do nowadays, and I'll have an interview going up with him soon. I don't know exactly when I have to edit it, but he stated in the interview that when Funimation dubs anime now, they do watch the Japanese version first and kind of try to pattern themselves after it. And I think that you're right. I think that when they go back and they watch those episodes of Super in Japanese, that they're probably going to pick up on, okay, this guy's more cocky than grovelly, and they might make adjustments. I think they could still use the grovelly voice for when Goku Black gets mad, but yeah. I do agree with you in that it's almost too grovelly for his regular speech.
Yeah, I think the reason why I think the Funimation, they do more research is because now simuldubs, dubs that come out just weeks after they come out in Japan, those are a thing. So all the actors, I've known a couple of actors that actually do that, like Michael Solosod, and he says you cannot get ill while you're doing an anime.
That's the scary part, weekly. Dude.
You have to stay well.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you get strep throat, you got to make sure that you get better, or thank the stars that your character doesn't have that many lines that week.
It's scary, dude. Like that's one thing that I would be afraid of if I was a voice actor, is getting sick. I would just stay away from all that. But yeah, I mean, I agree with you, man. I think that the Schemmel did a great job in the game. I love the English cast in Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2. Chris Ayres, once again, every line that comes out of that man's mouth is gold. Love it so much. So much. So, all right, everybody check out Masako X's channel. I'm going to leave a link down below. Of course, Masako X is a very integral part of Team 4-Star, but he's also got his own channel, Bad Fan Fiction Theater. He's been doing a lot of Dragon Ball analysis and breakdowns. Really enjoy that kind of content. I just love somebody who loves Dragon Ball. Talking about Dragon Ball is something that I just personally enjoy. And you can really tell the difference between somebody who doesn't really love it, IGN, and somebody who really does, like Masako X. So check out Masako X's channel.
Well, thank you. I mean, I just want to try and bring a bit of a refreshing take on some things. So instead of just blindly doing these things, just give things a little bit more of a personal feel, almost just I'm just going to say what my bit is, but I'd like to hear what your bit is too. And the British accent does help.
Yes, it's a panty dropper. So
yeah.
All right, we'll talk to you guys down the road, and let us know what you think about hitting Goku's voices. I'm sure we'll revisit this topic soon, because I'm very curious about how they're going to make Kaba sound. I really want to know if they're going to go with a Teen Gohan type of thing, or if they're going to go for a more feminine kind of approach, because he's a smaller guy. I don't know. We'll find out in a couple months. So,
or they just default and go to Todd Habercorn.
I would be okay with that.
Yeah, because it would be just Tarble.
I would be okay with this.
I'd be okay with that, because Todd Habercorn is brilliant as Jocko.
He is, dude. he's the only guy. I think Todd Haberkorn, Ian Sinclair, and Jason Douglas, who again they also appeared in video games before Battle of Gods was dubbed. So there we go. I think that what makes them so great is that they sound just like their Japanese counterparts. Jocko sounds the same dubbed or Japanese, dude. It's mind-boggling as to how similar they are.
No, Ian Sinclair's great as Whis.
He's
Perfect.
amazing as Whis, man. These voice actors are so good. Like, listen, I've said it before, Masako, man. That original dub of Z is hot garbage in many ways, but the new stuff they're doing now, the games, Kai, Resurrection F, so good. I love it. I love those voices so much.
I just think really it's that the cast are relishing the fact they're doing something new. So their enthusiasm is just through the roof, and they're excited. So you can feel the tension just ebbing away, and they're completely bright-eyed, bushy-tailed. It's like it's gone back to 1999 again. Yeah, but obviously without the restrictions in source material.
Agreed. It's a better era now to be an anime fan. We got multicast or simulcast. We got quick dubs. It's still expensive as hell to buy a Blu-ray, but we got streaming services. So I love being a fan of anime now. And thank you again for joining me, bro.
Thank you very much for having me, man.
All right, we'll talk soon, and we'll talk to you guys down the road.
Catch you later, guys.